Hi, everyone. Carrie, what site can we use to check that our ChatGPT content is not plagiarized? Meaning, if we ask ChatGPT to create something, we want to make sure it's not someone else's work. So here's what you need to know. If you are using ChatGPT, asking it to come up with ideas, those are original ideas. However, you can say, give me the source. So you can come over to, let me scroll down to the bottom. And I can say, sources, what source did you use to create these ideas? So it's telling you the call to action phrases were created based on general principles of effective marketing and user engagement. These principles include. So what ChatGPT is telling you is these are okay. Now I'm going to also tell you these are phrases that all of you would use. But if I'm going to write a blog post, I'm going to tell you I'm going to come up with my own blog post and ask ChatGPT to edit it for grammar and punctuation. So we could really get into the weeds of this, but I will always ask it to give me the source. And then I will definitely ask ChatGPT. And again, I would always go with writing my own content. So I hope that helps a little bit. So I like to always use my own data from the multiple listing service. I like to write my own post, my own blog post, and I like to come up with my own concept. So discover smart house hunting tips is a concept that everybody would use. If I go in and say, give me 10 ways to argue a court case as an attorney, that might be a challenge. That I might be concerned with. Okay, let's see. Can you see ChatGPT? You can't see it? Tell me, you can't see it? Mina, can you see it? I can see it. Okay. Now, Mina, do you want to, why don't you unmute and talk to us about the plagiarism from an educator, since I got you here? My question is, well, I'll ask you, my question is, can you, there was a question around plagiarism, and the question was, Carrie, what site can we use to check that our ChatGPT content is not plagiarized? Meaning, if we ask ChatGPT to create something, we want to make sure it's not someone else's work. And so I asked ChatGPT to create 52 calls to action phrases for FOSTA. So for something that she created, because she has a free download called House Hacks. And then I came to ChatGPT and said, the call to action phrases were created based on, I asked ChatGPT to tell me what sources it used. So from an educator's perspective, can you kind of give some insight? And before you do, I see down here, it says, these principles are widely recognized in marketing and copywriting strategies, and they help create compelling, effective calls to action. The ideas for CTAs were not sourced from any specific document or resource source, but were derived from these established best practices. Do you have any best practices for plagiarism from the education space? That's my question.
Okay, can you, okay, yes.
So I'm gonna, are you there? Can I see you?
Yeah, you should be
Okay.
able to see me. Oh, we pinned me. So plagiarism, of course, is somebody else's work. I'm going to give you it from like a marketing book, or let's say that there was a guru in marketing that had a list of ideas that they created and they published it. And they published it as their own work. Well, even ChatGPT said a lot of these things are widely recognized and you can use them, and even in businesses, they use them. But plagiarism, when you use ChatGPT and you're asking it to create ideas, they're actually your ideas because you created the prompt. However, if it's an idea that it said, if it curates or finds all this information online and it says that it could possibly be someone else's ideas, it's only plagiarism if you're using it as your own work. If you are deciding that, oh, I created these ideas, you're not doing that. You're saying that these are ideas that I want to use and do, But let's say you write a book or an article and you say, these are the top 5 strategies that you should use. And I have been using them for 10 years and they work really well. And they're my ideas and I created them. When you know good and well, you didn't create them because you found it's basically someone else's ideas. So you could, it's only plagiarism if you create it and you say it's your own work. And the way that I would say that, like if you ever read a book that's like an info book and you see these little, you see the author's name in parentheses, like last name, I'll give my last name, comma, and a year. That means you're giving credit to whoever said it. So you can give credit to whomever said it if you want to, but I think based on like what you're doing in this organization, I think you'd be working too hard to try to give everybody credit. Only give credit is if you are writing a book, a blog, an article, and you're saying that these ideas are ideas you used and you greatly recommend them for others. And this is where I got it from, said marketing book or real estate book. And I'm going to give you one like this platform or the agent journey. A lot of this stuff Carrie curated. She created on her own. If you decide you want to use some of it, and you start to create your own agent journey platform, that is plagiarism. So in other words, you taking all of her work and then deciding, oh, I'm going to be a speaker and I'm going to do exactly what she does. Well, that's not just plagiarism, that's stealing someone else's work, and you can't do that. There's plagiarism and stealing someone's work. And so you can't just do what she's doing. You can do it yourself and have your own ideas, but I think you might be working too hard worrying about what plagiarism is. If ChatGPT gave you a list, use the list. Just use it. I think, and I don't know who asked that question, but if you're writing a book, find out who wrote it. Like if you put in the ChatGPT right now and say, give me 3 articles based on APA, based on this list, what are the resources? I would try that, because if you're really concerned about it, just give them credit. Like use the author's last name and the year. That's it. So go there and write, give me 3 to 5 articles in APA format based on the above principles.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No one's going to come after you for using ideas. No one's going to come after you unless you have decided to write a book based on all their work. I mean, if that was the case, every teacher would never teach again, because we would be plagiarizing all day long, because we use other people's research to teach. I mean, yeah. So like that, 48 calls. See, that's what I would do. I would say HubSpot, no year. I would use that. And if you wrote an article, like if you wrote a blog with this, I would take all of that and throw it at the bottom of the article. I would go vet it by clicking on the blog link, which is great because you're using Omni, right, Carrie, right now? Okay, so most of these links will probably work. I would even click on it just to verify.
Okay.
Oh, and somebody had another question over it. It's a pretty good question.
Can you create an ebook from a list of ChatGPT? Yolanda, give me some context. So like, let's say, for example, we already know that Foster has an ebook that was already created. Can I create an ebook from Unlock House Hunting Secrets now? Yeah, I could. And then you're going to ask for a source. I would definitely test it. I'm the person that will write my own ebook and the concept, and then come back to ChatGPT and say, create an ebook based on my 20 bullet points and my story around when I purchased my first home. That's probably what I would do. But you can, and then you could come down to where Mina recommended that you give me 3 to 5 articles based on the above principles in APA format. So yeah, you could do it. Why not? Everyone else is doing it, making money.
Can I chime in for this with this one?
Yep.
So for now, many self-publishing companies, I'm going to go with maybe you used Amazon. It now says, did you create this ebook using AI?
And even
So you can do it.
post on YouTube, it says, did you create this with AI? So if I write everything, right? Meaning so for example, every Friday when I go live, I write the content. But I could take that content and write an ebook from it, but it's because it's my content. It's not AI. I use it to edit, right?
Yes. So like, let's say you take all of the notes that you wrote, you threw it into ChatGPT and say, reorganize this for grammar, edits, punctuation, and fluidity, and write me an ebook with chapters. You actually can claim that as your own. Absolutely. And that's based on OpenAI. That's based on generative AI. And the reading that I found is it's only plagiarism. It's not, excuse me, it's only not your work if you put it in ChatGPT and say, this is what I'd like to do. And these are a few articles, write me an ebook. Now it's not your work, it's the community's work. It's okay, but you just got to own that.
So let me see if I get what you're saying. You're saying I can come to my notes. Once it loads, go to Coffee with Carrie. I have 150 notes. I can take this is literally what I wrote. All grammar errors, everything is all right here. The only part that I didn't write was down here, but I took the key takeaways. I had ChatGPT write it based on all of this. So I'm gonna highlight this. You're saying I can take this, right? Then what? Go over to ChatGPT. Right, Mina?
Yeah, go to a new one. I'm going to tell you the prompt.
Okay.
You're going to say, write me an ebook based on my content, use my persona that you already know, create chapters and markdowns with the following information. Quote, paste, quote.
What's a markdown?
That'll be $500. It
So
is
click enter.
click enter. A markdown is bold, italics, headers. There you go.
There you go, Yolanda. Go write your own content. I wrote mine in Evernote because this is where I keep all my content. And then once you write it, don't, I made it out of high school.
Well, the other thing is when it finishes, I probably would say, write this in paragraph form, less bullet points, and make it more fluid and add more content based on what's out in the world. Like I might push
in
paragraph form. Less bullets. Find 4 articles to read about this
find 4
articles that relate to this content. And integrate, just put integrate the content and be sure to use APA citation.
You said something about paragraphs and no bullets.
No bullets.
But you said what? How did you say it?
I don't know. Write the
Oh,
paragraph.
I'm saying less bullets. Okay, I got it.
Bullets. Less.
Sorry,
Wait, don't hit enter yet. Put in parentheses. Example author. Write example author. Comma year. Now, before you hit enter, what I want to tell all of you is, this seems like a formula. It's not, but basically I'm giving it what's called an exemplar or an example of my expectation. And I put it in parentheses, not because it needed to be in parentheses, but actually it has to be because when you cite something in an article, you put the author's name first, comma, the year. So I'm hoping that ChatGPT right now will actually learn from what I just told it, because usually what it'll do is just put the APA citations at the end. Carry that, I'm billing you for $1,000. Go ahead.
Okay, I got you. I got fake money in my drawer.
I'll take the Monopoly money. It's okay.
Okay, there you go. So Yolanda, let's become experts in ebooks.
Yeah, and the thing, so wait, I want you to look at the article, the dude, the person, I don't know who it is. See that 2024? It gave you a recent article. It put it in there for you, and then it gave you all of the locations, the references at the bottom. I'm going to tell you that you need to go verify them. I hope that was thank you for the wow. I would do fireworks if I could. Maybe I can do hearts. I don't know if it'll show up. It's probably, oh yeah, there it is. There's my heart. See? And
All right. So thank you.
oh, there's the fireworks.
We've been trying to figure out what's happening in the world
I did
of
that and then it did. I don't know.
of
Two
no,
thumbs up.
where it's not working for me. So okay, so thank you, Dr. Mina Bleasy.